as part of Wolverhampton's Literary Festival on the 29th, that's a Sunday, at 2:30. Briony Marshall is doing a bit of a talk and talking about her book Unravelled, and she joins me now to tell me more about it. Hello.
Hello.
So where are you at to start off with?
I am almost at the publishing stage. I'm almost there.
So you're teetering on the brink of stardom, I'd say, at this point.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
And how has it come to this journey? Because Unravelled, I'd sooner have read the title and said, is this something to do with wool? And you said, yes, it is knitting-based fiction.
It's knitting fiction, a sub-genre that is making its way to the surface.
Is this something new that you have entirely created?
It's not, no. It doesn't really exist as a genre.
Really?
Yep, you've got the likes of Debbie McComber and Kate Jacobs with the Friday Night Knitting Club, but it's something that needs bringing to the forefront, so that's my job. I'm bringing it to a new generation.
Okay, so how long has this been going then? And is it 2-ply, 3-ply, or is it just one of those chunky knits?
Bit of double knitting. Knitting fiction's been going on for years. It started off in America. I think that's where it really came from. But over here, the wool craft has just grown and grown and grown. I mean, I've been knitting for 10 years now myself. Yeah. Seriously.
Did you knit that outfit?
I didn't knit this outfit, no. You'll have to wait for the show to see that, the event.
And there is something you've knitted, actually.
Secrets.
Okay, right, we won't say any more. Pretend that bit didn't happen. But it's... knitting is a thing which I think it sort of stopped being cool, then became cool again, because knitting patterns from the 70s were some awful things. But they're sort of classic now, aren't they?
They are a goldmine. My mum's probably got most of those that you can remember.
All 3 shillings and sixpence.
That's correct, yeah, that's the one. And the big, the 80s frills and things. Oh, she's got them all.
And knitted them for you as a child?
Yeah.
But you weren't that traumatised that you didn't take it up yourself?
Exactly. I literally, from the age of 7, my mum took me to her wool shop where she used to work, and then I was sat there watching all these little ladies getting on with their knitting. I thought, I want to try that.
So you grew up around a wool shop as well?
Yeah.
So you know the whole story here. You know what you're doing to tell this tale. This is going to be an amazing book.
Write about what you know. It's one of the main rules, and that's exactly what I've done.
So who's your main protagonist?
Her name's Claire. She's a 28-year-old woman who's just come out of a serious relationship.
And was the knitting involved during the relationship? Was it the knitting the end of the relationship?
Not quite, but it had a strong theme there. It definitely decided, maybe.
Okay, so there is a yarn to be told about yarn.
Yes, definitely.
How many more puns can we come up with? This could be quite interesting. And when you're approaching writing something like that, you say you write about what you know, but... There's more to it than that, because it has to have that otherworldly extra bit, the bit of magic that makes itself believable but yet unbelievable at the same time. And how have you created that without telling too much of the tale?
Oh, well, it's a little bit of, like I say, a little bit of me, a little bit of fantasy about what I was thinking about at the time, because I started writing since I was 18, so I was still in college when I started writing this. And I was a single girl who could knit. And I was thinking, oh, well, where's this going to go? So
it sounds like a dating profile.
It kind of is. Like, I made this fantasy world about how this girl who knits meets this boy. And that is threaded through the novel, if you will.
That's a good one. That was a good one. And in this tale of love over the interesting wool which has been woven together, you weave this tale yourself. And I was working on it. I had to find one somewhere. But does this man enjoy wearing woolly jumpers? Is this where the tale begins?
He owns the wool shop.
Ooh. Intrigue at the wool shop.
That's the one. So yeah, the love interest has owned the wool shop. So that's where the interest comes from. Because Claire actually has a problem with her knitting. When she breaks up with her previous boyfriend, she can't knit anymore. And is that mental or is that a physical block? And then she meets Adrian in the wool shop, and then it unravels from there.
Oh, unravels. That's another good one. I like that. You got the title into it. And is there a pet sheep at any point in this? If not, is there going to be in the sequel?
I might be able to fit that in the sequel.
If you can. If you name it after me as well, that'd be brilliant. I'd absolutely love that. But it's interesting that you've come at this. And have you actually read other parts of this particular literary niche? Or is it just something that you thought, I'll research when you realised that's what you were going to write?
I think it was a bit of both. My mum had read them, I never had. But I had this idea, and she's like, yeah, people do that. And I was like, people do that. And that's when I started.
But she lived in the wool shop the whole time. Exactly. It works. So.
Is she not going to know? Yeah.
Well, I'm intrigued and amazed and very much looking forward to finding out more about this one. So how do people get along? And they just turn up? Is it a free event? Or?
It's a free event. Mine is at the Art Gallery from 2:30. It should last about an hour because of all the different sections that I've got within it.
And Sunday you can get there. So sections, I mean, you mean parts of the pattern?
Oh, that was a good one. I've
been building up to that for most of the chat. So it's going to be... a thing to follow, and I'm hoping that the artwork does reflect maybe the world of knitting on the book when it's produced.
We can only hope.
That hasn't been done yet. The words are there, but maybe not the cover.
Exactly, yeah. The cover's still at the moment.
Well, I'm hoping to see somebody in a fur-roll jumper on the front of the book. And what is your current anticipated release date for the final work?
It was spring this year, spring 2017.
So that gives you a bit of time to work on it.
It does, yeah.
So give us the full details then of the show so people can come along and not only hear a bit about the story, but also some of the tale itself.
So it's Sunday the 29th of January at 2:30 at the Art Gallery in Wolverhampton.
Well, Briony Marshall, sounds like it's going to be absolutely brilliantly good fun. Do get down there. If you want to find out about anything that's taking place as part of the Literature Festival, wolvesliteraturefestival.co.uk. Briony's a part of that, and it's going to be a brilliant time to be had. And just so much fun reading books about knitting.
Exactly. What more could you want?
I think they covered everything, to be honest. But Briony, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.